What's up guys, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel. It's a new year with some new goals. Let's get into it. Every month here on my channel, I go over my family's annual financial goals and the progress we made towards each goal every single month. So let's talk about what our goals are for this year. It's a new year and I did a video actually breaking down all these goals, but I'm going to review it with you guys in case you missed that. And then I also will show you exactly what we did in January. So if you like this spreadsheet, by the way, you can get it in my Etsy shop, which will be linked in the video description. So for the spreadsheet, we have all of our goals. So the first is income. Next we have investing / savings. And then we have debt. And finally expenses for all the different categories. And then the spreadsheet also tracks the percent of our gross income that goes towards investing and debt payoff, so our financial goals, and the percent that goes to expenses. So let's take a look at January, starting off with total gross pay. So gross pay is pay before any taxes or other deductions come out. So we brought in $14,234 in January. So the year-to-date numbers are going to be the same as the January numbers because it's the first month of the year. And then our goal for this year is $175,000. So that was 8% of the way to our goal, which is right where we should be at because January is 8% of the way into the year. Next, for investing and savings, we've got our first goal, which is my husband's 401k. We contributed $600, so we have an automatic deduction of $300 per paycheck for this goal, and that's enough to get his employer match plus some. So yeah, $600 went to his 401k this month, and our goal here is to just put $300 per paycheck, which would get us to $7,800 for the year. So we are on track with that goal, and we don't plan to touch that, automatic deduction. Automating things, it just makes it so much more consistent. So it's really nice to have this automated, and as long as we don't touch it, we know we'll hit our goal by the end of the year. Next, we've got stock options. So we didn't contribute anything to the exercise of our stock options this month. It'll probably start happening more mid-year, I think. So yeah, we want to exercise some stock options, and that will be $4,400, and I definitely want to get this done by the end of the year. So we are 0% of the way to that goal, but we'll work on it in a couple months. And then finally, for my Roth IRA, so we're currently still funding my 2022 Roth IRA. We have until tax day of this year to put money towards it. So I am a little over halfway funding it right now, so don't know if I'll max it out, but that's okay. I just want to get as much to it as I can before we hit the deadline, and then I'll start funding my 2023 Roth. So in January, we're actually able to put $575 to it, which was much more than we had in our budget originally, so I was really, really happy with that. And so my goal for retirement for this year is also $7,800. We're trying to be a little more balanced between what me and my husband each contribute to retirement going forward, because in the past several years we've put a lot more to his accounts. So yeah, I am 7% of the way to that goal, so basically on track. So for the month of January, we invested $1,175. We set a goal of $20,000 for investing this year, and so we are 6% of the way to that goal, so not quite the 8% where we should be at, but still we did better in January than I originally expected us to, so I'm happy about that. Next, for debt, we've just got my husband's student loan. That's the last debt on our debt-free journey. So we were able to put $1,430 towards this debt in January, which was one of the biggest months we've had recently, and I was really, really excited about this. So yeah, our goal here is also to put $20,000 towards debt, and I'm just so excited to get this debt paid off. I just cannot wait, and we are 7% of the way to our goal of $20,000. So finally, for expenses, so I broke it down here, expenses excluding taxes, and then what our taxes were, so we can see kind of more realistically what we're actually spending on expenses. And this does include sinking funds, which sometimes with a sinking fund, you set money aside and you don't spend it. So for example, in our car maintenance sinking fund, we don't spend money every month. So some of this actually gets saved. It's not actually spent that month. And that's all included in here as well, along with health insurance premiums, copays, all those type of medical expenses and all that. So anyway, $7,678 is what we spent on expenses in January, and just about $4,000 for taxes. So in January, our total expenses were $11,629, and we have a goal to keep our expenses excluding taxes under $97,000. for the year, and then $38,000 should be going to taxes. I'm not sure if that's actually broken out correctly. I'm gonna have to wait till after we have our taxes done this year and have our accountant take a look at what our pay stubs and numbers and everything are looking like for 2023 before I know if that estimate is right or not. But I always have him do that like mid-year to make sure that we're not going to be surprised when tax time comes around, having not like set aside enough or withheld enough from paychecks and stuff like that. So that's a little hack. If you guys didn't know, if you work with an accountant, it's a good practice to reach out to them mid-year, send them your pay stubs and whatever other information they would need if you own your own business or something, and have them run an estimate for you to just see if you're on track with your withholdings. So our goal for total expenses for the year, including taxes, is $135,000. So with these percentages, we don't want to go too far over. That means we're spending too much. So 8% would be right on track for expenses. 10% is ahead for taxes, which is why I was thinking maybe I'm off on this, because maybe that $38,000 isn't enough. Like, I think our withholdings are pretty close to correct. So I'll circle back on that when I know what those numbers are in a few months. And then for total expenses, we are at 9%. So on track would be 8%. So we spent a little bit more than we should have. But again, I think the taxes are off a little bit. So I'll have to check into that. But generally, we're pretty close, 8%, 9%, it's close enough. So these are just like goals, rough goals. It's never going to end up exactly how you plan it, but it is helpful to track to kind of just see where you are generally. So percent to investing in debt this month was 18%, and our goal is to send 20 to 25% or more if we can to our financial goals. So we need to step it up a little bit, but again, January was much better than I originally thought it was going to be, so I'm totally fine with 18% of our money going to our financial goals. And then obviously 82% then went to expenses, so that goal there is 75 to 80% or less going to expenses. So just a little bit over where we want to be at. So we're not too far off to start off the year from where we want to be at. And these are a little bit of stretch goals. Definitely not guaranteed that we're going to hit these. So we're going to keep on pushing and see what we can get done this year. And I'm just really excited to start a new year, start fresh, new goals. Like, just, it's nice to reset, because you get kind of stale and tired in what you're doing, and resetting in the new year is fun. Comment below if you like to reset in the new year and like if you enjoy that fresh start. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this first annual financial goal update for 2023. And like I mentioned, if you like this spreadsheet, you can get it for yourself in my Etsy shop. It's linked in the video description. It comes with a detailed video tutorial along with me every month showing you how we use it for my family and our financial goals. If you like this video, as always, give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.